Good morning and welcome to Sydney Parade. This 5th 11 of Pembroke take on the 3rd 11 of Terenure, and that's the first ball bowled by William Beattie. William continuing the fine conveyor belt of talent coming out of Pembroke. So a dot ball to start with. Comes in for a second ball, right on line, bit of swing there for him. Graham Mooney fielding with his feet in the covers. David Lusby batting for Terenure, joined by Captain Con Hewitt. David wearing the helmet, Con wearing the cap. So Beattie started very well here now. Beautiful summer's morning, August the 8th. And there they go, first off the mark, punched through on the leg side out towards the boundary. The boundary a lot smaller this week than it was last week. Sean Smith picks it up, tosses it back into William, and Terenure on the board with a 2 through mid-wicket. Kevin Ryan in his traditional spot behind the sticks, and it looks like he's got Dale Herbst at first slip for company today. That one didn't really get up there from William. Went through at a low height. Today sees the return of James Cresswell, the official captain of the Fifths, although it's very hard to find somebody on this team who hasn't been captain. That's a good ball. Came back into his pads. Kevin thought about chasing it out square leg, but Sean was in quickly enough to pick it up. Kevin scuttering back to the stumps. That's the end of the first over. 2 runs to David Lusby. 3 runs on the board. And 1 of the 20 overs done. It's a beautiful sunny day here today in Sydney Parade. If you're up early, perhaps you're watching some cricket. The Honorary Secretary, Kevin Ryan, has called for his lid, which suggests that Captain James Cresswell has gone to ex-President Sean Smith. Using the off-spinner from the St John's end. Nobody sweeping on either side. Well, Thomas Musgrave now being sent out to the leg side boundary. Max McNamara moving in front of square. James Cresswell filling the gap between Stephen Willis and Max McNamara. Thomas Musgrave has come up into the circle on the 45, and Dale Herbst is at slip. Sean drifting onto David Lusby's legs. David Lusby sweeping around. Thank you. Around the corner between Musgrave and Beattie, and picking up 4 runs. Not the ideal start for Sean, but at this level it's amazing to see how many wickets fall the ball after a boundary. David Lusby there, making some readjustments to his equipment. First start of the day sliding past. Again down the leg side. It's a very small iota of an appeal there for a sweep down the leg side. Kevin Ryan took it cleanly. Sean will be looking to attack that off stump, really. That's much better. Oh, it was a chance. It was a chance. Went flying past the hands of McNamara at square leg and found its way to the boundary. Manda, you have some people to sign in there. That's 2 fours off this over. But it very easily could have been caught there by McNamara. Tough chance. This time, Osby just plays it back down the pitch. Squaring up in front of his stumps. Really had to make sure he did hit that one. Now Smith with that familiar. Oh, full toss. Straight out to Musgrave at mid-wicket. Terenure take the single. Ball gets thrown in. Umpire now giving the action. I thought watching the first 4 balls would have done that for you. Another batsman is squaring up in front of his stumps, but again making sure he gets bat on it. And that concludes Sean's over. And that Mr. Losby showing his captain the way. He's moved very sharply onto 11. The score is 12 from the first 2 overs. Runnable, par score. William Beattie to continue from the Wheelfield Road end, the nursery end. Michael Clark down at long leg. Highly appropriate, really. Good pace, cramping up the batsman for a bit of room there. Batsman looking to flash it down to third man. Certainly kept Mr. Ryan and Mr. Herbst interested behind the sticks. Beautiful sunny day here. Shadows on the ground. This is the sort of day we should be getting in August. That's well played. Must be again. Plays it out in the offside into the covers. Fielder from the boundary coming running in. Jafid Safi joined Pembroke this year from Terenure, so he probably knows a lot of the opposition. And now Captain Con Hewitt. And this time Beattie drifts down the leg side, the umpire not giving a wide. Beattie in again. Dot ball. Hewitt not too interested in that, sort of waved the bat in the general direction, but I don't think had any intention of actually playing that. Oh, that's it. That's a beautiful ball. It's taken the outside edge of Con Hewitt, and he's started to walk even before the umpire had put his finger up. Ryan takes the simplest catches behind, and that's a super ball by William Barrett. That's the first wicket down. 13 are on the board. Con Hewitt, captain of the Terenure Titans' third 11, makes his way back to his teammates. Unfortunately, with a 0 next to his name. Batsman comes in. And you can see here, just takes the slightest of edges. Ryan up celebrating as soon as the ball hit his gloves, and the captain trudging off. So, first wicket today for William Beattie, certainly a prospect for the future. He's already made himself indispensable for this fifth 11 in only a couple of games. New batsman, Mr. Kumar, Vignesh Kumar safely sees that one go down the leg side. It's the end of the third over. The score is 13 for 1. Mr. Lusby, having scored 2 fours already, looks in fine touch, and Pembroke will be keen to see the end of him if they can. My live picture is frozen at the moment, yeah?
Oh. Go back to this again, I'm on the wrong.
You're on the wrong camera. It's alright though, the world will not end. Now you're on the split screen, and now you're on the right camera. You are, and now you're on the small one, your one. You want to be on that one, do you? Okay. And what are you trying to do?
Fix this one.
Our production staff there still making late adjustments. There, that's perfect.
Left or right?
It's now, no, the other way. Well fielded by Thomas Musgrave, that left arm of his, flinging it back into Ryan, into his gloves by the top of the stumps. Kevin would be surprised by that. Most throws back to him, end up at his ankles.
How are we looking? Hey, how are we looking?
That's perfect. That's spot on. Sean Smith to continue. Second ball of the over, again played out on the leg side. McNamara there at square leg, pulling it up. We're joined in the commentary box now by the captain of the fourth 11, whose side will be taking on Merion.
That's right.
After this game.
Good morning, everybody.
Smith again, down the leg side, and the batsman saw that early. It's been pumped down towards the score box, where it picks up another 4. Gone.
He's doing well from this end.
One for the future, certainly. It was a lovely wicket he picked up there. His pace will only improve with the passing of the days, the months, the years. Full toss by Smith. Oh, that's poor fielding by McNamara. He'll be kicking himself there if he can get his foot up that high. We all thought he had that. Split screen at the moment. Okay, as long as you know. Smith is drifting onto the leg stump more than he'd want to.
And again.
Well round by Ryan.
Strong bowling attack today.
Is it?
Thomas Musgrave fresh off 3 wickets for the fours last week.
Yes. Yeah, he'll certainly be hoping for a chance today. That's better by Smith.
Javed Safi is quite a bowler as well. I've faced him a few times. So a return, a lot of nasty pace and bounce. Options for the captain.
Well, that's all you want, really. So, that's 4 overs gone. 2 from Smith, 2 from Beattie. Score's moved on to 19 for 1. Vignesh Kumar has moved on to 5. And David Lusby, 13. Just the 1 extra so far. Beattie to continue for his 3rd over. Captain James Cresswell just having a quick word with one of the elder lemons of the team. And by elder lemon I mean he's old and he's bitter. Graham Mooney. Before James takes off his place at mid-off, Beattie comes into bowl. Oh, that's edged between the keeper and first slip. Michael Clark, magnificent counsellor Michael Clark there, throwing himself to the ground to save 2 runs. As Terenure pick up 2.
That's fantastic bowling.
It's 2 edges and 2 overs, so you can't ask more than that. He's getting a little bit of movement there. Perhaps Dale is standing a bit wide at first slip there. Oh, big flash of the bat there by Kumar. He'd want to watch that. If he connects, yes, it will work very well for him. But if he doesn't, he's looking at those slips again, or slip again. Have you a strong team out today, Rafe?
Yes, we do. One debutant today, actually. George Hardy.
Oh, another good ball. He really is encouraging Kumar to come forward and looking for that edge.
George Hardy comes in to replace Sharad Patel, who obviously got a lot of runs for us last year. Shahbaz and Sahil to open the batting. Rohan, who's had horrible luck this year with the bat. I think he's...
Well, it only takes one innings, I have to say. And you know what? Oh, that's just a full toss. And William Beattie trying something different that time. Kumar was onto it straight away. I suspect anything on his legs he's going to really enjoy. And that's a first 4 for Mr. Kumar. Words of encouragement from his wicketkeeper. William is disappointed with that one ball. Let's hope he doesn't now overcompensate.
I think he tried a slower ball.
He did, and it came out horribly wrong. When it works, it works.
You've got to pitch it though.
You do indeed. There we go. Oh, bit of venom into that one. He wasn't happy with being smacked for a 4 last ball. What a good response from him. Kumar forced back just to defend that one. Didn't know how high it was going to bounce. But he got in line and he was safe enough. He's out already. Another good ball. My goodness, it's staying low on this wicket. You're taking note of this for later. Your bowlers do tend to pitch it a bit shorter than our bowlers on the fifths.
Some do. We've got Justin Doherty back in the team.
Oh, that's good.
And he's got no issue pitching it nice and full.
So, first Pembroke change of bowling. Graham Mooney coming on.
Trigger.
Indeed. Somewhat surprisingly, Kevin Ryan dispensing with the helmet. Kevin stands back to Graham, and he says himself, if he stands up, any sort of edge is going to go past him, but if he stood back, he's got a good chance of taking those edges.
When Graham gets it right, he's really difficult to face.
I think the first part of your sentence there was the most important part. When he gets it right. Manda, you can come and join us here if you'd like to sit down. Okay. Manda Dunlop, our COVID officer for the day, taking everyone's details. Selling them to Cambridge Analytica. I hasten to add she isn't. GDPR is well observed in this club. So Mooney coming into bowl again. Familiar left hand. Over.
The left arm Paul Collingwood.
Not far off actually. Without the pace, guile, skill, hair.
Composure.
Oh, that's harsh. No complaints from Graham though. For future reference now, I think we're better off in there when it's you and I. The commentator's better off there, so I can press the A for you and do stuff like that and make it easier for you. Oh, it's up in the air, it's cleared square leg, it's gone into the gap. Musgrave round to pick it up. It's Terenure very wisely not taking a second. That's Losby's first run for a while, after his profitable first couple of overs.
Oh, and not in the matchday squad today?
No, again, this is part of the squad rotation for the fifths, being the bottom side. Guys have to be given games. 2 to come. One umpire signalling to the other. Often wonder the wisdom of an umpire wearing a red top. Oh, drifting down the leg side. Ryan just fumbling that one.
Goes down as a dot ball.
It's all it is in the book. Except when I do the book, because I write that stuff down. Fumbled. Oh, he's gone down the leg side. Oh, there seemed to be a bit of an edge on that. Big swipe there by Kumar. But again, in the book it's just a dot ball. It's the end of the 6 over. change of bowling.
Musgrave in.
Thomas Musgrave, another left-arm bowler.
He has a tendency to pitch it a little bit shorter as well, but he can get that bounce. He's a strong kid.
Yeah, he pushes it into the pitch and gets whatever he can out of it. Thomas primarily has been a bat before now, but his bowling has come on, and as you say, he got 3 wickets for you last week.
For 18.
I'm hoping it was more than 1 over.
4 overs.
Well, in that case, that's very good. 18 for 1 off 1 over wouldn't have been quite as good.
No, 4 overs. And that man in the deep on the leg side, oh, leave him back there, He'll be in the game.
Sean Smith coming in from the boundary.
Question that.
Well, again, James hasn't really captained Thomas the bowler. Oh!
Leave him out there.
The trap nearly worked. It was lifted at the right height for Sean. Unfortunately, he was in front of square instead of 10 yards behind it, and it results in Lusby scoring another 4. Question the wisdom of Thomas going round the wicket to the right-hander, but he knows his own bowling better than I certainly do.
He has a tendency to push it onto the pads, but when he can keep it outside off, it's really effective. Sean
Smith now appears to be in no man's land, not saving the single, but not on the fence. Oh, that's going to be 2 onto the board. 1 for the wide and 1 for the fumble by Dale Herbst at first slip. It's a good figure to have. 24 people tuned in at the moment.
Fantastic.
I would recommend that they actually come down to Pembroke, reduce our viewing figures. I understand that, but it would they'd enjoy the sunshine here at the moment.
Okay. That's a better ball.
Played down to third man, and that's well played. He's obviously seen that there's no man there, and he likes that shot. 4 runs there for Kumar, and that's his second 4 of the innings. Yeah, I try to. So, amongst our 26 viewers, almost hitting record heights here, we'd like to say a very good morning to everybody there. It's a lovely sunny day here in the den. And to those of you watching, good morning, Mrs. Wigfield. Oh, that's a big shot. That's a big shot. Musgrave has dropped that short, and Kumar has gone onto that like a flash, all over it. And 6 straight over mid-wicket. And one feels that Cresswell needs to put a man out there on the boundary, although he could have put Michael Clarke standing on Michael Clarke's head, and they wouldn't have got to that one. It's a good shot. The score is motored on to 37 for 1 in the 7th over. Musgrave now, surely he needs to leave somebody out there.
Surely.
Yeah. That's a much better ball from Musgrave. Now he's gone over the wicket. He's going across. John Wigfield, who for some reason isn't playing today, but I suspect is watching with his mum. So although it says 29 on the screen, that makes 30 viewers. I'm counting Mrs. Wigfield as the extra one. That's much better by Musgrave now. Now he's not dropping onto Kumar's legs, causing Kumar far more trouble by going over the wicket. Herbst has gone from first slip to about third slip, trying to cover that third man boundary. One would think that with the left arm over, he's not in a catching position there. Certainly not the way this has been bouncing. That's a very, very good single taken by Terenure there. Smith coming in as quickly as he could. End of the over, the score's gone on to 44 for 1. Terenure are going to be very happy. Now, if we were playing with the circle, which we're not, do you play with the circle?
We played with the circle last week.
You know, we don't play with the circle. I like it.
We seem to have different regulations with the circle every week, depending on how the umpires,
How they feel. Yeah. We don't use the circles, but they're handy for two reasons. Firstly, it's easier to set a field by saying, go and stand on that disc, no, the next disc. And secondly, it gives you an idea of how attacking captains are being. Now, Mooney has somebody out in cow corner. Looks like William Beattie. Oh, Graham is getting these batsmen squared up, but at the moment, their hand-high coordination is ensuring they're getting some sort of bat on it. So with the first half an hour or so gone, we're into the 8th over. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Well fielded by Musgrave, but the backing up by Lusby meant that they were always going to get the single. Good morning. Good morning. Some visitors to the ground.
Stephen Willis moves in.
Oh, in the air again. Not too far off the ground. Batsman would be happy. Had that under control.
Terenure taking along quite nicely.
Yes, very much so. You have to remember that in the first fixture between these two sides, Pembroke were bowled out for 40. It did take Terenure 11 overs to get there, the 12th over to get to that 40, but then again they knew they had plenty of time. This time James Cresswell won the toss, or rather Terenure lost the toss, and Cresswell decided to field first. If nothing else, it gives his bats an opportunity to use 20 overs. Oh, that's much better.
Fantastic ball, Brendan would say. I've not seen him bowl this well for a while.
Putting it on the spot, isn't he? Good morning, Brian. Grand. Not wish you were out there, no? That's a full toss, but it's just smack down to long on, where Stephen Willis, in that very unique style, uses the long barrier. And that's the end of the 8th over. Oh, the captain has seen one over from Musgrave and decided that he needs to bring some control into this.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Well, no one to blame but himself. Ryan calls for the helmet. He'll stand up to Cresswell. Another one very similar to Graham, where on his day he just puts it on the spot and lets the batsman get himself out.
James is rather similar to Andy Hill in terms of bowling style and technique.
Oh, I think James could be quicker than Andy. Andy using the hand grenade method.
James still tempts the batsman with that flight though as well.
Yeah, indeed. Same as Graham. Same as Graham. But possibly not ideal for 20 overs, but certainly in the 40 overs game.
You'd imagine he'd have a couple of fielders on the rope in catching positions if he is going to attempt a couple of shots.
Certainly for Mr. Kumar anyway, who seems to favour that leg side boundary. Sean Smith down at deep square leg on the rope as James comes off that 2 paces. Oh, inside edge, missing the stumps by the briefest of coats are varnished, and that was enough to push it past Kevin Ryan as well. Takes his single, gets down the other end, puts the opener, David Lusby, who's been there now for 8.1 overs.
Oh, that's great bowling.
Inside edge onto his pads, running away. Michael Clark comes up from the 45, picks that one up.
Cresswell can't believe it, hands on the head.
Strangled appeal. Kumar's already passed out It's gone down the leg side as well. That really should have been punished. Here's a replay of that ball. You see, no footwork, throws the bat out there and just takes the inside edge. Still, it's a single in the book. He's waited well for that. He has played that very well. The temptation to go after that too early was strong. And in fact, seeing where he hit it, he probably did still get there early. But safe enough from 4 more runs. Captain Cresswell doing the double teapot. I don't know why. Oh, perhaps he's stretching out his back and his thighs. Now for the 34, 33 plus Mrs. Whitfield. 34 of you out there. Anybody has any comments or feedback for the coverage of the game? My mobile number is 086 156 4442. Comments on the YouTube channel. Comments on the YouTube channel have been disabled, as this is a family show. Another 4 punched through the leg side, and James bringing himself on is not paying off the way he wanted to.
He's throwing full tosses now.
Yeah, he's got to find that line and length. Sean getting plenty of work there on the leg side boundary.
Again, still just 2 men outside the ring though. You feel that he's got to start protecting at this stage.
It can't be Graham going out there, surely. Stephen Willis being sent out to Cow Corner. Graham Mooney comes into mid-wicket. Close mid-wicket.
Javed Safi comes in from the other side.
So, still 3 outside the circle. There was a noise, wasn't there? However, nobody seemed that interested. Cresswell moves away, having completed his over, and that's 9 gone, and the score is 56. It's because he hasn't got it close to him either. I'm a lot closer to this one. It's the writing, isn't it? Yeah, you see. And he's got a whole load of these in different colours.
Oh, very nice. Blue and black rather than red and black.
Graham rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the leg side. Smack down to long on. Stephen Willis, having made the long trip from the other boundary, fields that one for Mooney, and Kumar picks up another single.
You're not playing yourself today now?
No, I had dental work yesterday. My mouth's absolute ribbons. You wouldn't believe the amount of painkillers I'm on today. Oh, that one snuck under. There's an appeal. There's an appeal.
More in hope than expectation, I think.
Yeah, there was... Bowler and wicketkeeper seemed to think there was some sort of noise, but batsman was unperturbed. This time played out with the full face of the bat, no question he hit that one.
Mooney really bowling well from that end, but he needs some support from this side.
Yes, and James has gone through a number of bowlers already looking for that elusive, tighter line, length. Or bowled by Mooney again.
I wonder how long before we see Javed Safi.
I wonder if we will see Javed Safi. Still got Dale Herbst to bowl. Dale who hasn't been down to many nets. But there are options there for James. Oh, that's poorly down by James. He's let that one go past his left hand. Musgrave, Beattie misfielded it originally and allowed the bats to get 2 for that. Lusby moves on to 29. The score has moved on to 58 for 1.
And this is skipper would want to see a replay of that fielding.
No. And Lusby just plays out the next ball. And that's the end of the over.
He's going to continue, is he, James? Yeah.
So with the halfway stage of the Terenure innings. They'll be very happy to be 59 for 1. Losby has moved on to 29 and Kumar is now on 26. The only Pembroke bowler with any success so far has been William Beattie, who looked very good in beating the edge of the bat a number of times, getting the ball just to move away enough. Took the edge a couple of times.
He's got a couple of overs left, has he?
He's got 1 over left. As Cresswell comes in again, this time to Kumar. Kumar will be looking for anything on his legs just to whip it away towards the railway. It's a glorious day here today. This is possibly the best day we've seen so far.
Lovely cool breeze as well.
Yes, yeah. Now as Cresswell begins on the left-hand screen, the 2 you can see there at the moment. That's much better by James. Played round the corner. Played very low. Soft hands. Is that you or me? I suspect that's you. Oh, it's in the air, it's in the air. Oh, it's just gone over the top of young William Beattie and it's run out towards the dressing rooms, and another 4 goes onto the board. But it was in the air. James has gone from the teapot now to the vase, double-handed vase. Morning. Oh my word, that's dreadful cricket. Really. Oh. The batsman decided very early on he was going to reverse sweep this one down to the vacant third man. Missed it completely, but luckily for him it wasn't on the stumps. It looked awful. I've no doubt that our production staff will bring that one up again. He goes again, and this time he's taken an edge. He's squared up in front of the stumps. There was a half strangled appeal from Cresswell once he realised the ball had hit the bat. But this is a far better over from James. Perhaps he'd benefit from actually going down to the nets before the start of play and turning his arm over. Again, getting the batsman. If he misses one of these with the bat, he's going to hear a very loud appeal from Cresswell.
Interesting that he does seem to be premeditating these shots.
Touch of the IPL about it, really, isn't there? Oh, he's seen that one. He wanted that one. And Cresswell gets through that over without too much trouble. 4 off it, just that first 1 delivery. And Terenure have moved on to 63 for 1 off 11. Pembroke could really do with a breakthrough here, as Maxwell McNamara and Cresswell James bump elbows.
The run rate is still under a run ball.
There or thereabouts.
As well as Terenure have batted.
Yeah, and again, big outfield today. Not quite as big as last weekend, as I can tell you myself. 19 overs, batting on the biggest outfield ever.
It does help that we're playing on the pitch that we're playing on.
Yeah, hard to get the replays in between James. It's the only thing he's quick at, is between deliveries.
Graham.
And that's just pushed up to long on and down by the scoreboard. Once it was wide of Willis, it was going to go for 4, takes the score on 67, and Losby again takes the lead in the batsmen in their chase to 50.
There's a lot of hands on hips out there right now.
Needs to be a bit of encouragement. Folded arms over here, hands on hips. Pembroke really do need a wicket, if only to lift the spirits of their players. Hands on knees, hands on hips. At least nobody's got their head in their hands yet. McNamara now in no man's land. He's not saving a single there, and he should either be back on the boundary or up saving the single. Anyway, let's be honest, Mooney shouldn't be bowling for Max to get involved. 1 more to Losby, takes him on to 34. Got the amount of bees in this bush here. How many bees in bush? Just the one at the start. Boom. Anyway. Mooney's continued. Big swipe.
Oh,
it's up in the air. No, he hasn't. Ball not only reaches the ground before Willis, but bounces enough time to stop bouncing. And Kumar gets 2 for that. But he is playing a risky game. As long as he keeps squaring up in front of the stumps, he's going to cause his own umpires a bit of a problem if he doesn't hit one. Well, that's just 2 down the leg side. Almost snatched at by Mooney, one felt there.
But again, the joys of this level, it goes down as a dot ball.
Yeah, you get away with some of those. It's a bit wider outside off. Oh, he sliced it over Hadrell Herbsted's fly slip. Javed Safi collects it, throws it in. Good throw. Good throw. Well done, lad. Again, Dale just in no man's land. There's too many fielders in no man's land here. Thomas could do with coming up a pace or 2 at square leg. Max has to be back or up. Same with Dale. Javed should be back on the fence if you've got Dale up. See, he's not saving that single.
No.
Opening batsman, David Lusby, deciding that he needs a drink after 12 overs. Who can blame him? Personally, I think there should be a drinks break even in T20. But that's just me.
Don't forget about tea as well.
Well, I don't miss tea. I miss the bar not being open.
You're hungover as well, are you?
No. I just like that much sugar. Also, I have to be very careful about what I'm putting in my mouth at the moment. After that dental work.
Insert joke here.
Yes. Big powwow now between the 3 senior members of the side and Dale Herbst. Ryan, Cresswell and Mooney. Looking to see perhaps what the bowling options are. 8 overs remaining. William Beattie has 1. Graham, I think, has 1 left. You'd think they'd take 19 and 20. But at the moment, Cresswell to continue. He'll be hoping for a repeat of his 2nd over, not his 1st. That's the trouble with this dental work, is I'm dribbling like an 85-year-old. Should have seen me yesterday. Yesterday, of course, I also had the injections wearing off. My God. Somebody would have put me in a home if they'd seen me yesterday. Oh, he's gone big and straight.
There is a chance.
No. And it's 4 bounces, 4 runs. But it's in the air. Kumar is certainly looking to play his shots.
He's played most of them very well as well. Moves up to 39. He's waiting for that. Oh, misfield.
They're still not going to take a second there. And there's no need for Terenure to overextend themselves running. Silly run out now. Would be silly. I suppose a silly run out would be silly any time. Cresswell talking about field setting with Mooney.
Busby's played very well. He's not left in any trouble.
William Beattie being pushed up. Surely he's got to bring the next man round as well. Javed Safi now coming round. McNamara coming round a little bit.
Beattie struggling to fit the 2 hats on his head.
William, just drop it over the boundary, mate. Oh. One of those ones where the pace of the ball gave the batsman too much time to think about what shot to play. I think he changed his mind a couple of times there.
Straight down the leg side again.
Too difficult.
Single.
The umpire not signalling that, so obviously deciding that Losby had got a run on it.
Or perhaps just forgetting to signal.
Let's be honest, at this level, take every run you can get. Oh, he's squared up, he takes the edge of the bat, and Dale Herbst there with his footballing skills. Explaining why he took up cricket rather than football. Well bowled today, William. That's a good start. You deserve more than 1 wicket. Yeah, well, that's another 6 wickets there.
Big shot.
Oh, that's got to be out. That's got
that. I'd like to see a replay of that one. It looked pretty plumb.
The bowler, I think, decided it was going down leg.
Rooney cracks a joke about DRS.
DRS, the initials that nobody knew 10 years ago and now pop up everywhere. Cricket, Formula 1, you name it is here. And here's a replay of the LBW shout. Oh, that was quick. That was quick. I think that was a replay of the end of the LBW. And the umpire said it was good. Here we go. This will be interesting. This is one we all wanted to see.
It's one we've certainly got our eye on. Himself and BT. The Five's doing a fantastic job of developing young players as always.
The Five's doing a fabulous job of keeping old careers going. It's a shame that this COVID got involved this year because we were planning on playing a 6-11. Now it would have made things more awkward for the fifths with regards to starring and the such like, but one also has to say that it would have given everyone a game who was looking for one.
Yeah. Well, there's always next year.
Well, hopefully the club will still look at that situation next year. It's very
managed
hard
to attract a few new members this year as well.
Yeah.
Despite everything going on.
And the kids coming up through the sights.
They look very good. Good start from Slappy.
That's on the mark there.
The cousin of See Wash Slappy.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, so 14, 16, 18, 20. So he could bowl 4.
I'd be surprised if he didn't, to be honest.
Oh, that's gone right up. Good bounce there from Sappy.
He's filled everyone with that one.
Yes. And this one is signalled as a bye. Either that or else the umpire needs to go to the toilet. And again, he now tells the batsman that it's right arm over, if he hadn't noticed. Oh, that's turned into a full toss, and that has been punished and put right over to the gap in the wall, the collapsed wall.
He's really leathered that.
That takes him on to 39 now, I think.
The race to 50 is on for the batsman.
It is. It is. And of course, Terenure would have the advantage of perhaps having faced Javed Safi in the nets last year.
Ah, yes.
He joined us from Terenure.
As I was saying there, cousin of See Wash Safi, no relation to Kushal and Arshad Safi.
The amount of Safis that there are reminds me of the story that appeared on Have I Got News For You, whereby the same Polish guy had 3,000 speeding tickets until somebody pointed out that his name was driving licence in Polish. End of the 14th over, the score has moved on to 85 for 1.
Big day in the attack.
Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th bowler used by Cresswell today, searching for that elusive recipe to take a wicket. Really needs to break this partnership with 6 overs to go.
I've not seen Dale bowl before, but I really hope he bowls like he's just practiced there.
He's
He floated through the air there.
a medium pace seamer. However,
Does he get that jump in? His jump is fantastic there.
well, here we go. Going round the wicket to the right-hander.
Soars through the sky.
And that's very well taken single by Losby. He has decided very early on that there was a single there. The field is far more spread now. Sean Smith is out on the square leg boundary. Stephen Willis still in cow corner, protecting the Freddie Bannigan's buggy. Graham Mooney, of course, standing right in front of the commentators. Full toss on the leg side, misfield from Clarkey. He'll be disappointed with that. Councillor Clark letting that one through his hands like a housing estate of votes.
We make a joke about Peter Fall dropping the ball, will we?
Well, there's lots of balls that can be dropped. And let's be honest, I don't envy Michael Martin having taken over at the time that the COVID emergency pandemic is taking off again.
Taking off like Dale. Ooh. Told to go back. That ball, no signal.
Waiting for his fielder back at square leg. Clark now kicking himself down on the 45.
Ooh!
And that's
Oh,
it.
God.
He's broken the partnership with the most innocuous delivery. And this time, Losby has got a leading edge and just popped it back up to the bowler where Dale fell to his knees and then took the catch. That's a superb wicket to fall. The second one of the innings, the score on 91. And Losby goes after, in the 15th over, for 43.
Graham Mooney looks delighted with that wicket. Did he call it no ball?
What, there? All right. Yeah, well, you know. We're not all nice like you. As we hold our first on-the-pitch interview with Graham Mooney. So, Graham, how do you think it's going so far?
Very good at it. So you get value for the shots which they are doing.
It's nice to hear one of the members of the team call it sloppy fielding. No, absolutely. It just here we go. Pitches it in there. He tries to play it round to there. Gets the leading edge. Dale gets down onto his knees and waits for the ball. Down he goes. Takes the catch.
You won't get an easier ball than than that, will you?
No.
New batsman in.
During this shortened season, this will be the first year in 30 that I'll take a wicket.
We'll keep an eye on that stat for the rest of the season now. Will Graham Mooney take a wicket? Yes or no? This is Pembroke's last home game. They have 2 away games to come, one against Clontarf and one against Railway Union. Will Graham Mooney take a wicket this season? That's our poll today. If you could send us your answers on Twitter using the hashtag MooneyNone.
Hashtag wicket watch. Sprints in to the ring to join his team.
The captain has obviously noticed the amount of conversation that Mooney was taking part in back here with the commentators and has moved him 20 yards away from us. We'll still hear him, no doubt.
Left-handed
We have
batsman.
a left-hander. Be nice if we knew which batsman this is. This is Omid Ahmadi. And Omid, it's a wide ball from Hurst, but
A wild swing.
Omid just,
Started innings.
he's not hanging around. He sees the scoreboard, sees that there's only 5 and a bit overs left. And
Two
with
down.
only 2 down, he feels freedom. No,
Chance.
now that's one to Omid, gets him off the mark, but one has to say, as a left-hander, well, as a batsman, He had no footwork there, just threw the bat, pushed it out to long off, where there was a run. Now the established batsman is in, so Mooney is coming back to the fence.
Oh, dear.
And Hurst bowls a full top.
Oh my goodness. Stephen Willis. Fields it well.
Given as a no ball, no free hits at this level, of course. It's a left-hander, so Mooney has to take his moaning mouth into the circle.
I'm sure he's never given an unpopular decision before.
Oh, that's far better. Again, no footwork from this batsman. He's relying entirely on eye-hand coordination here. One good ball put in the right spot. He's going to mistime something. He's just going to throw a bat at something. There we go. Big swipe. Big swipe. No chance for stumping here because the batsman isn't moving. He's anchored to the ground and just having a big swing. Oh.
LBW's in play here.
It is. The way he's stepping across again. However, that's the end of the over. Well done, Dale. 15 gone, 5 to go. The score is on 95 for 2. Mr. Kumar has moved on 42. And his new partner, Amadi, is off the mark with a single.
Oh dear. The red shirt umpire has been replaced by a white shirt umpire.
And the green shirt umpire has decided to stay. And why wouldn't you? Possibly one of the best seats in the house to watch the game.
A man after Mooney's heart umpiring. Barefoot.
Yes. It's one of the reasons why I gave up umpiring, was the amount of regulations about what you had to wear. I can understand the black trousers and all that, but there was just regulations such as if one umpire is wearing a hat, so the other one has to wear the same sort of hat. And the bureaucracy around what should be just a pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I am rapidly coming to the end of my career now, and I can see myself spending see myself spending a year or two umpiring for the FIS on a regular basis.
I think you're quite happy in the commentary box as well.
I'm talking about for away games, obviously. For home games, I love the commentary box. However, our viewing figures may suggest that a change is needed there next season as well. Young Rafe Duncan, who's been, being groomed to take over as commentator. Of course, you can't use that word anymore.
No.
Javed Safi to continue from the St John's End. Well played. Omid just guiding it down.
Young Rafe has been bowling with us in the nets the last few weeks as well, and he's coming on as a player as well as a commentator.
Absolutely. And in fact, last night I came down to watch the lads and dads game.
Yeah.
The mums and misses, and young Rafe was umpiring that game.
Does that make me old Rafe now?
Your names are spelled differently.
Yes. R-A-I-F is young Rafe, and
Yep.
I am R-A-F.
Now, the funny thing is that when Amanda last night said, look, Rafe is umpiring, I went, no, he's not, that's JP. And JP was umpiring at this end, and of course it was young Rafe she was referring to. See, being a captain in the side puts you as the
established Rafe.
Yeah. Oh, that's in the air. That's in the air. And this time it's taken. And Javed Safi takes a catch off his own bowling. Another caught and bowled. So out of the 3 wickets down, 2 of them have been caught and bowled.
Gilmore falls short of his 50 as well.
Yes, another one to be disappointed with that. I have to say, that's quite funny. James Cresswell came in to congratulate his bowler. And in line with COVID regulations, they bumped elbows. And James then immediately put his hand on Javed's shoulder to say, well done. So, precautions mixed in with no precautions.
Well, we'll wipe his shoulder for him when he comes in.
Yeah. I have to say, this COVID thing, it's with the lockdown of the 3 counties yesterday announced, it means Howelstown. The Battle of Kildare was due to take place today between Howelstown and North Kildare. Unfortunately now cancelled and called off. And with the shortness of this season, no refixes. None at all. Is that Sayawash over there?
Sayawash is here watching his cousin, yeah.
Sayawash will be delighted to see his cousin. Again, the definition of cousin in Afghanistan matches more the definition of cousin that I counted in Nigeria than the actual legal definition of my mum's sister's child.
Yeah.
There are other cousins available. Jared Safi then, new batsman in. Well bowled right up in the block hole, and that's a super over by Jared Safi. He could end up bowling all the way through.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. He's got fantastic variations as well. He can flight it. He's got the dart that we saw there coming in. He gets the top spin. He gets it to turn down leg side. All sorts of variations.
You're making it sound like he should be playing in the Test match, not in the 5th 11 game in Leinster.
Well, like I said, he's one that we've got our eye on. I think Phil Blackley has his eye on him as well. I was watching him in the nets on Wednesday.
Well, it's good to see the kids getting the chances up the teams and not just turning out with the FIS. It can be strange, your first forays into adult cricket, and the FIS is ideal for that. But very quickly these kids decide that they're actually they have the
This
talent.
year we've got kids in every team.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. Oh, he's got that away. McNamara goes down with the long barrier, out on the offside boundary, throws it in between the two stumps.
Great to see several of the kids involved in the development squads at the moment.
Yep, there isn't too much representative cricket going on, but
I think Arshad Safi was involved in the boys.
the under-13s up north.
Yeah,
Leinster won that over a 3-match series.
young McDara Cosgrove is in with the 15s, and Paddy Morris is in with the 17s as well.
Gale looking back at the umpire there, wondering if wide was going to be signalled. It was a poor delivery down the leg side, probably should have been a wide.
What it goes down as a dot.
Dot ball. The score now, 99 for 3. Two relatively new batsmen here, and that's not ideal for Terenure when... Big shot. One bounce and under the sight screen and under the camera. Super shot that, and it's tough on the batsman coming in now. Yeah, we'll keep that one down. In fact, yep, no, brilliant. Can't see me. That's brilliant. See my shirt.
It's a nice shirt.
It is. I like the shirt. I have a black and red one I was going to wear today, but it doesn't have a top pocket. You need the top pocket to put your cigarettes in.
Oh, yes.
Cigarettes are bad for you, don't smoke.
No.
We're going on a ball hunt, folks.
Let's get involved.
I think you're in the wrong bush from Friday. I think when it's on the side screen, moved right, I think.
Good right behind the side street.
Well done, the side screen. Yeah, go right hand side. Distancing as well as the cameras on you.
Sandwich against certain Leinster clubs.
Well, there's no mic on yet. Oh, there's mic right above you. Well observed. Yeah. That was my input. Yeah. That was cool. Check that one.
As you can see, the hunt for the missing ball goes on. However, there are too many cooks and all that. Captain Cresswell now heading off to go and find another ball. Thrown out into the middle by Barbara Musgrave. Yeah, and he will. He's a good lad.
It's fantastic observation by the umpire there. It says it must be somewhere.
Yes. Right up there with other bland statements of our time. Now, Herb's coming into bowl again. Short, down the leg side, gets away with it. As we go for another round of painkillers and antibiotics. big. He is just swinging a bat at that, and that went a long way. That's a big 6.
Yes, and this time the ball does come back. Stephen Willis walks back in, strolls it back in.
Nice pass over there. There you go. That's it, good.
Come on, Dale, back on it. Oh, it's another bad delivery, but it's in the air. There's a chance. Willis backs away from it, lets it bounce, misfields, and the ball travels for 4. There was a genuine chance there of a catch, but I suppose that just epitomises the poor fielding today from the Fives, as the batsman violently bump fists in the middle for the 10th time. And that's the over. 113 for 3 off 16.
A few things I could try to do now.
Garode Lynch is the new batsman, and the batsman facing is still Omid Ahmadi. Many thanks to the Terenure Titans scorer for giving us an order.
How is it, Craig?
And no, the other way.
Back left or right?
That way, yep, and there. No, you slip back again.
Between them?
Keep going the same way you were going. There, perfect. As Japid Sapi comes into bowl, you'll see on our second camera, and they're doing nothing but swinging at this now, and it's paying off for them.
It's a well-timed cricket shot.
See, the importance of keeping wickets for the last few overs cannot be overstated. He enables Omid Ahmadi just to swing the bat with a freedom.
I know you stepped away there. Did you see Stephen Willis's attempted catch?
Caught in two minds.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite go for the catch, and once he half committed to the catch, he couldn't quite field it either.
I think he probably could have gone for the catch. That he
He
launched
decided
himself
not to
forwards.
go for the catch. You don't see much 15 cricket, Rafe. We don't tend to launch ourselves or anything. Yeah, he did damage his shoulder there the other day. And again, the batsman is just taking a big swipe, goes out to where Cresswell has positioned himself. He keeps it down to a single, and now we've got the right-hander in. It's kind of eerie hearing yourself.
Have the Fifth 11 renewed their sponsorship with Salpatine this year?
No, I'm certainly on Panadol. No, not Panadol. Paracetamol today.
For any pharmaceutical reps out there.
Yes. Just more than one player setting the field today. Sappy bowls it, the batsman turns it into a full toss. Musgrave fielding at square leg, returns it in, and that brings the left-hander on strike.
Cries of keep going from the Titans.
And why not? Why not? They're looking at 140 here.
Plus.
That one.
Oh wow.
I do believe that one has hit the stumps and not dislodged the bails.
We spoke earlier of Rohan Bijaj's poor luck this season. He managed to get his bat down to a Yorker and stop it here against YMCA a few weeks ago. Good shot. And the ball like that just trickled it ever so slowly backwards onto the stumps. This time the bails rolled around.
I think I saw that delivery actually. Michael Clark now just asking the bowler to wait as he takes up position in front of the nets.
It can be hard to see the fielder there as a batsman sometimes.
You think he's in the nets sometimes. That's gone on the leg side. One bounce, and it's spun on the bounce and beaten Musgrave's despairing effort. You really have to keep an eye on those, especially when they're hit like that. Two overs to go, the umpire being asked if he wants to change, and quite rightly saying no.
The groundsman's in the
This
house.
is the one. Goes down, rolls onto the stumps, bails stay on.
He's got away with that.
Ryan's reactions there. So with 2 overs to go, we see the return of William Beattie.
Come on, Will.
This is the 1 wicket so far today for him, but he's deserved more. And he's bowling to Omid Ahmadi. He's going round the wicket to the left-hander.
Bowls great Yorker to Beattie.
That's good running by Terenure. They're taking advantage of anything now at this stage. With 11 balls to go, why wouldn't they?
Just the one man on the straight hit this time. Really,
That sounds
really
like-
stays in the ring.
Sounds like a new nickname, All the Way Thomas. Javed Safi now being sent from the covers out onto the leg side. He'll be in the ring, taking care of the singles. At least 3 players telling him where to field now,
4 at the high count.
including Graham Mooney, who's now out on point boundary for the right-hander. Well bowled by Beattie, and it's fallen short of Dalehurst. The number of times things have fallen just in front of the fielders today, and that is just sloppy, Pembroke. Sloppy all the way. Nobody backing up.
Yes, well, we say that the number of times it's dropped just short, but I think we spoke earlier about a lot of the fielders that are in no man's land or
Yep.
aren't anticipating these balls in the sky.
He's going over now to the right-hander. Garode Lynch. Just looking to get bat on ball. And you know what? That's an easy 4 for 1. And that takes him past 130, up to 131. Garode Lynch is not hanging around, has moved on to 25 very rapidly. And again, there's a lot of hands on hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with their hands on their hips. They come off now as they're ready to field. And the way this guy is batting,
This is Terenure 4s, is it?
3s.
3s. It's interesting the way the competitions have been done this year, trying to keep localised teams in some way
Yeah.
playing against each other. I say that, I think our 3s have a trip to Wexford next week.
Oh, that's a
So
big
a
shot.
ball in the sky, chance for Musgrave. Holds
And
it.
he's taken it. He has taken it. Garode Lynch lived by the sword, died by the sword. Smashed that one up to long on. Not quite enough on it. And Thomas Musgrave, safe pair of hands underneath it. His captain making strides. Slow strides, but strides nonetheless. To congratulate him on the catch. And now congratulating William Beattie on his 2nd wicket this innings. Garode Lynch will be very pleased with that knock. 29 very quick runs. Next in now, James Hanrahan. We suspect it's not the JJ Hanrahan who plays his rugby in Munster, but the James Hanrahan who plays his cricket in Terenure.
Change of umpire as well.
Yes, I feel that our green-shirted umpire has now finally felt the need to go back in and pad up just in case. There's a flurry of wickets. And here it is now. Big shot. You can see it. Everyone looks over the umpire's head. Good strike, good clean strike. as much of his innings was. But this time, Thomas Musgrave underneath it, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, perfectly balanced, took an easy catch.
We have Thomas moving off the rope
Into no man's land again. It's not like he has to be inside the circle in this one. Oh, slower ball. Omid saving William the wide there by just getting the toe of the bat on it, running it out to a point where Sean Smith fielded it with the same enthusiasm it was hit. We now go into the final over. Terenure now are on 136 for 4. Again, these batsmen, one new batsman, James Hanrahan, and Mr. No, it's not Mr. Kumar, it's Mr. Ahmadi. As Japid Safi has done enough with the ball today to show his captain that he's to be trusted with the last 6 balls of the innings. One feels this is going to be all duck or dinner. Terenure is certainly going to target this over. They've 6 wickets in hands with 6 balls to go, so everybody can have a big swing at everything. It's up to Javid to show some control. Keep these Terenure batsmen pegged down. That's wide, it's up in the air, it's gone out towards Clark. Again, it bounces just in front of him. And they keep it down to 1. This Terenure innings has gone so well for them today, it's unlikely we're going to see John Murray padding up today. John Murray, a member of a WhatsApp group called Councillor Trent, and I suspect 1, maybe 2 of our viewers are the members of that WhatsApp group, particularly active during the rugby season, but cricket creeping in more and more. Lovely job of all.
straight on the leg side with the delivery.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's gone down there and it's been punished the way it should be. At this stage, the last over, I'd have thought Max wouldn't be there to save the single, but back to save the boundaries. Last over, spinner on, 30 yards from the bat, isn't really much good. This is about stopping boundaries, this over. There we go, and Beatty picks up on the swooping across the ground and then hits the stumps.
Unnecessarily.
Batsman was well home, but yeah, sure, we'll take it. Mooney's moving round to long on. Sappy bolts. It's gone way up in the air. This one's coming down with snow on it.
Cresswell under it. Oh, he's palmed it for 6. And I think that just epitomises the fielding today.
Yes, it hasn't been good today. It's a shame because the fielding last week by the Fists wasn't bad at all. I think we're going to see that shot again, and perhaps even the attempt. If he'd been playing volleyball, it would have been a good effort. Oh, he's gone too wide on the offside, and that quite rightly called a wide, even though Omid did his best to get some sort of bat on it. Cresswell now got his hands on his hips. He's disappointed with having put that one down.
Tipped it over the bar.
I think that the loss of the 6 runs, oh, that's a no
Double
ball.
bouncer and it's gone all the way through.
That's tough for any wicketkeeper to take this. There is no second bounce, it just rolls.
He's not caught up in our ball, he's giving his boys.
Well, Pembroke got away with one there.
Terenure seemed to have the upper hand in this game. The 5s game last week really came down to the wire, didn't it?
It did, came down to
Might
the
see
last
rugby.
ball. What does it say? Terenure last week, or 2 weeks ago, bowled this team out for 40 runs. And they're looking for 2. Musgrave comes in to pick. Oh, they're easily going to get 2. Once you have the misfield, the run is easy.
How many did the 5 score last week? Because it was relatively high scoring, wasn't it?
It went down to the last ball.
It did, but it was a higher score. It was 120, 130 odd, was it?
Something like that. Anyway, that's the end of the Terenure innings. The score 152. 153 to win. Pembroke are going to need some exceptional batting from some exceptional players. Now, to show you this replay, here's the big shot. It's gone up there.
And it was a big shot. It did have a lot of pace on it. The captain would trust himself to take it normally. But
He'll be thankful for that fielder standing in front of the camera.
the thing I'd say again is he's stepping backwards onto the rope because he's not started there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's tough. So, we'll now show you the highlights of the first innings. That's the first wicket. James Cresswell. That's the inside edge past the keeper. Cresswell again. The attempted reverse sweep that could have gone anywhere. Dale Herbst getting his caught and bowled as he collapses to his knees. Made the ground he needed to. And got down.
Slow mo, I love it.
This is Javed Safi's caught and bowled. 4 yards to his left. Easy enough catch there for him. Here it is again. As it goes up, Safi immediately realises there's his chance. No fielder in sight. Michael Clark celebrates behind him. And then this shot here.
Oh. Wow.
Ball actually hits the stumps, but not with enough force to dislodge the bails.
Screen this time.
This one goes all the way out, and Thomas Musgrave takes the simplest of catches. Set himself well for that. Unlike the next one, where James unfortunately got all in a tangle and ended up popping it over the boundary for 6. Right, that's the end of the first innings. Pembroke now will be chasing 153 for victory, and we'll be back to you in just a few minutes. If you come and sit down here now, you can... And which one are you? Welcome, Philip.
Thank you, mate. Just going to Australia watching it.
Oh, keeping our viewing figures up.
There you go.
Good first innings for you.
Yeah, it was good, mate. Happy with 150 to be honest. First couple of games this year we've bowled first, so it's been great.
Well, you bowled us out from 40 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we missed a couple of run-outs and a couple of catches and stuff like that. So
Yeah. But have you played Railway and
yes,
Clontarf?
we played Clontarf last week, but I think they had a couple of guys missing just because of the bank holiday weekend.
Good time to play them, so.
Yeah, the captain said to me they weren't the strongest. So yeah, look, 150 is the outfield's very fast.
It's only getting
a small
faster as
ground,
well.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a tough ask. So,
Well, best of luck with it, but say hi to your parents.
yeah. Let's get out to your mum and dad. Good old Richard watching Motorvale, Maxwell Street. My brother Andrew and everybody else. Hope you're doing well. And, yep, good. Cheers, guys. See you later.
Thanks, Philip.
Oh, and my mum, of course, as well.
Oh, God, don't forget Mum. That's the most important one. Now I can see the Pembroke side starting to pad up. A few of them there. We'll see if we can't grab somebody in a minute. Have a quick word with them. Niall, just out of interest, what was our higher viewer? You know what I like. Well, it is kind of nice to know. It is kind of nice to know that somebody out there is listening.
Oh, definitely. No.
I still find it a tremendous way to watch a game of cricket because you have to watch everything.
Yeah, I think you're right. You pay much more attention to what's
Yeah,
happening and who's bowling.
and you're not chatting
Figures.
to people over there about, oh, what did you get up to last night?
Yeah.
You know, and that sort of thing. Well, these days of COVID, it's kind of like, it's more likely to be, did you watch The Late Late Show?
Yeah.
I hasten to add, I've never watched The Late Late Show. 40 years in this country and I still haven't watched The Late Late Show. Anyway, we wonder what the Pembroke batting order will be.
So Stephen Wilson and pads on there. I imagine he'll be opening.
Michael Clark looking to reprise his opening slot last week. Sean Smith opened last week with him. Stephen Willis at 3. That would be my guess. Kevin Ryan has gone and put his pads back in the car. You're on at 1 o'clock, isn't it, Rafe?
No. We are on at
2.
3.
3, is it? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm definitely going up to watch the ones.
So I think it was sensible having us on the late game.
Well,
We have a tendency not to get out of bed for the early games. Be a little bit late. We've had issues with our over rates this year as well. The games tend to go on considerably longer than they should when we're involved.
well, I was hoping you have a successful game against Marion today. Have you played them already?
Yes, we were unfortunately beaten by 11 runs in Marion in the first game.
In fact, I think we were here the day you were in Marion, and the team came back and told us that it had been
Well,
a close game.
we were in a good position and let it slide.
It's perfect. No.
Very close.
No, it's perfect.
Trust me.
Hey, you could possibly come a little bit lower.
Sir Wash, how are you today? You come over here. You sit down there.
Javed is your cousin, isn't he?
Yeah,
He bowled really well today.
all good, yeah.
Well bowled,
Got
Javid.
1 wicket.
Javid, come and sit down as well.
And the other cousin was in the other team, in Terenure.
Say it again, Seawash.
I have another cousin in another team, the opponent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The one...
Who?
What's his name?
Omar.
John Whitfield.
Omar.
Oh, we've already
Omid.
said hello to
Omid.
Mrs. Whitfield.
Yeah, the one who hit
You
6
hearing
on.
this? Oh, Omid is also cousins with the boys.
Now, you know me and cousins, okay? Are you actually related?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Well, we are from the same village, so...
That's,
anyway.
yeah, I know, I understand.
No, but this...
I
this
understand
one
when
is-
you say cousin, what it means in different countries. Like in Ireland, it's very definitely your parents, one of your parents is sister or brother with one of their parents, and that's a cousin.
Yeah,
But in Africa and in Asia, cousin could just mean you come from the same town, the same village.
Uncle as well can be an older
An
man
uncle
that
is
deserves
a
respect. Like.
yeah, term of respect.
yeah.
So Sayawash will start calling me Uncle Craig soon.
Yeah, we have
Yeah, I can.
Uncle Piyush in the club already.
Well, Javid, do you enjoy that?
Uncle Ray,
Well
Uncle
bowled.
Ray.
Well
I
bowled.
have so many uncles over in Ireland.
It was fine where it was. We're just making some alterations to the camera, the main camera there now. So, are you playing this weekend, Sammy?
Yeah, tomorrow. With thirds.
Thirds. Good man, good man. Now just remember, pitch it up,
Page it up.
pitch it up, pitch it up. And you played with Terenure last year, Javid, and you decided to join him down here this year. Well, take a few more wickets and you'll be up on the thirds as well.
Yeah, it's a bit work. He has to do a bit hard work.
We all have to do hard work if we want to get up the teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And in fairness to Seawash, he's done lots of hard work over the last couple of years.
He has.
Yeah.
He came highly recommended to me from yourself at the start of last year.
Yeah.
He put in a massive graft on the 4th 11 last year. How many wickets did you get last year, Seawash?
36.
36. He knows the number off the top of his head.
Of course he does. Every bowler knows. Graham knows he hasn't taken a wicket yet. Graham Mooney hasn't taken a wicket yet this season. No,
Upright.
upright. It's now tilted down too much.
Back the other way.
And back the other way. That way. Oh, too far, too far. That up. Too... Back the other way.
Can you start? Okay.
I hear- You can hear me though, yeah?
Oh, we can hear you.
Left
Do
or
I
right?
need the mic?
Craig?
No, you're not even on it now.
Get on the mat.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop! Stop!
There you go, there you go, there you go.
Just there.
Oh, why are you moving it?
No.
Because I'm trying to pick it up so it'll stay. Which way?
Perfect. Just there.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, Captain Philip Rout, whose entire family and a street in Australia seem to be watching this game, would be pleased to see that he's decided to open the bowling himself, and he's chosen the end from which DRS is not available. First ball, and he's taken a wicket. He's taken Michael Clarke's off stick. The ball pitched and moved away slightly. Perhaps I'm being generous to Michael, but he's missed basically a straight one. It's taken the topper off, and the Pembroke reply is off to the worst possible start.
Yeah, there's not a lot of footwork going on here, is there?
That was not the start that was ideal. I don't think he was particularly looking to score runs off that ball, but unfortunately missed it and chose the one that was right on the stumps. So a great start, and is that a cheer I hear in Australia? Well, feel free to let us know.
Here we go again.
First ball of the innings, Michael Clarke might want to see this again. He doesn't move his feet tremendously well, takes a stride but to no avail, and he leaves the pitch with duck to his name. A reflective grin on his face, a mixture of disappointment and disgust. Right, striding out to the middle now to replace Michael Clarke on the second ball of this innings, Stephen Willis. Stephen Willis, who he's provided a lot of runs for the Fifths over the last couple of years. However,
it's great to see him doing well, but he has been scoring runs because he was struggling at one stage as captain of the force. It affected his own game, so it's fantastic to see him actually.
I think he's enjoying his cricket.
Yeah.
Down on the phones.
Who doesn't?
The last match he got run out, he was batting so well against Terenure.
Yes, yes, it was the start of the collapse.
He opened.
I've got loose stitches. Stephen Willis just guiding that, keeping an eye on it, keeping it outside off stump. No danger there. For a second, you're going to run away now. Put it down and run. Pitch Prendergast has now entered the ground. Thought I saw him around somewhere. Oh, that's a good ball. That's a good ball. That nearly took the edge of Willis's bat. He went forward, bat pad together, static, and Captain Philip is really probing with this first over. Again, just missing the outside edge.
Slower ball that time.
Our Australian audience must be delighted with this. 2 balls left in the over. The rate that Pembroke needed before this, just over 7.5. I think in most Pembroke players' minds, the first thing they'll want to do is erase that 40 all out against the safe side 2 weeks ago. Stephen Willis benefited, I'm sure, from some time in the middle last week. Last time, is it? That's a solid shot. Played straight back to it. And that's the end of the first over. It's a maiden. Wicket maiden. Michael Clarke back in the hutch, and the Pembroke reply not off to the best of starts.
How are we?
You've lost one, haven't you?
We've lost 2, unfortunately. Luke and Anne Marion away.
Right?
Marion have been.
No.
Marion have beaten Luke.
Just move it slightly one way or the other at the moment. Yeah, keep going that way. Keep going. And a little bit more. A little bit more. There. Just moving the camera again, making sure it's lined up.
Just came on quick, Mikey, did it?
Did she sign with hat, without hat? It was an unfortunate start to the innings, Michael. You're seeing the ball well in the nets as well. It was a good ball. So, left arm around spin up. Terenure certainly attacking, looking for wickets here. They have a slip, a gully, short cover, mid off,
Lots of
mid
space
on,
behind though if he can drive this ball.
mid wicket, square leg, and one on the 45. I think that's one that, when Sean's in form, that's the sort of ball he does see down to the boundary.
Pembroke off the mark with the wide.
So 1 for 1 in the second over. Trying to get some spin on that, and that's well fielded. Bit of teamwork there by the Terenure fielders.
He's kicked it to his pal.
Get it back into the wicket keeper, Darren O'Brien. The accuracy of taking guard. Beautiful warm day here in Pembroke. First semblance of a crowd starting to turn up. There's over half a dozen here now. Chosen to spend their early Saturday afternoon down in the den. Another one that's turned around down the leg side. Darren O'Brien gets enough on it, stopping the extras. And Kevin Ryan stands, arms firmly by his sides. It looks like, is that Sean O'Ring? Cycling in?
Coming down early for the fours game.
Could see him down early. That's it.
Him.
Well, it's looking to swing the bats, trying to break the stranglehold that this bowler is starting to have.
Right down to the last one.
No, it's not. It looks more like somebody going up to Merrion, to be honest. No, but by going up to Merrion to play, I think it could be a Hurry or David Cosgrave. That would make a lot of sense. Faster one from the spinner.
Who's in Marion today? The Goose?
Ones are up there. You see, it's tough for the ones because, let's be honest, 5 of their players are quarantined at the moment. The price of that famous victory over England. 2 weeks spent at home.
Be a good experience for the guys that didn't get to play. Garth.
Just to be there, yeah. Just to be there.
Shame for Barry. You heard any news of an injury?
I did, but it's all hearsay. As in, I heard someone say it.
We won't spend.
Barry McCarthy. The nature of his injury was knee. A muscle behind the knee. That's what I heard say, and that's hearsay. I no medical training. I can't possibly comment on such an injury. One hopes whatever it is, whatever the injury is, we wish Barry all the best and hope he's back in action very soon, whether for Ireland or for Pembroke, or in between Leinster. That was a close single there. There was a bit of hesitation between the two bats, but finally they managed to exchange ends safely, and there's a bit more of a score on the door. Captain Phillip in again. Slower ball, and it's lofted. The slower ball definitely deceived the batsman, But luckily the batsman was playing with us a very straight bat, and so made contact anyway, if a bit earlier than perhaps he wanted to. Another single.
Pembroke moved to 4.
Expansive drive there by Sean Smith.
Didn't quite get the front foot forwards.
No, and kept the slips very interested.
He miss, you hit.
That's the
Cries in the field.
Asian phrase that Michael Sharp used to drill into me on the 4th 11 many years ago. That's not going to reach the boundary. It's picked up inside. Good throw back to the keeper. Keeps the batsman down to 2. However, that's the first 2 of the Pembroke innings.
Ooh, well done. Captain bowling really well there.
He is.
Wearing black runners though, which I'm not sure
Wow.
about. You wouldn't get away with it on our side.
It amazes me that people do play in runners. I can only imagine, I mean, I know for myself the number of times I hit the ball onto my own foot.
Yeah.
If I was doing that wearing a pair of Skechers, my God, my feet would be black and blue. Is that the full bottle we started with? Doing well. So, in chasing that first innings total of 152, Pembroke have moved on to a 6 of 3 for a loss of 1 wicket. Michael Clark, who started the innings first ball with missing a straight one. Left arm spinner again. Smith very emphatic with his call of no, and quite rightly so. The fielder had the ball in his hands. But good to see that Willis was ready to go if he'd been called through.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, you see, Wash is wondering how much you get paid.
Oh,
He's got away with a wild swing there, inside edge, beats the keeper.
looking to punch that over long off's head. He ended up dribbling past the keeper on the inside, and the fielder keeps it down to a single. Steve will go up the other end now and stew about that shot.
He's fortunate though, because he's taken it off the sticks.
Yep.
He's missed it.
Better to get something on it than nothing. Left arm around still. Pushed into the offside, and Sean Smith using his experience there just to rotate the strike.
Go cricket all round.
Give Mr. Willis a chance again to get that shot right, perhaps.
See you, Wash. Good luck tomorrow.
Good luck today.
Thank
I'll
you.
be here. I'll be watching.
Okay.
See you later. Say what's Sappy. White ball.
Freebies.
Well, need a lot of those. I watched a 20-over game during the week, and there were, in a 20-over game, mind you, there were 42 extras.
Good bowling.
I think we're unlikely to see 42 extras here.
The Titans seem quite tight.
You're on your camera there, no? You know that? Oh, okay, you've changed. That's all right. No point trying to teach Niall how to do his job, that's for sure. There's the quicker one. That could very easily take an edge with a big swipe like that.
Keeper's alive for it as well.
When it's not really using his feet as much as perhaps he should. This time, Willis dips into his little pot of experience, pops it out to the point boundary. and takes the single.
Stephen Willis is another one who took up cricket quite late in life, isn't he?
Yes, another one who watched on TV, decided he'd like to give it a go, has done, and now is glad he has. Young Owen this year.
He's the same age as me.
Well, still young to me then. Everyone's young to me now. Great to see his enthusiasm, having watched it on TV and then sort of decided that he wants to get into it. He's playing later today. He's playing down in Merion after the first team game. Johnny Fox has the Silver Foxes. Johnny Bell has the Silver Foxes a game in Merion after the first team. Oh, I heard it was at 5 o'clock. I tell you why I heard that, because a couple of the Silver Foxes were commenting, it's nice to have the first team warm up the crowd for us. Philip Rout now continuing from the St John's end. That one goes down the leg side, comes off the pad. No appeal. That's lovely to see. Do you know there aren't many games he played where there wouldn't be an appeal for that.
Yeah,
but everyone realised very quickly that they had to come off the pad, and no appeal came forthcoming. Comes into bowl again. It's that line and length. It's just aiming for the top of off stump. Getting plenty of encouragement from his fielders. It's just gone down a degree or two here. A bit of hazy sunshine. And there's the big swipe. There's the big swipe. I'm telling you, when it comes off, it looks glorious.
Okay.
See that view there? That's nicely played by Stephen Willis through the covers, evading all the fielders. It's going to get cut off before the boundary.
Prize of catch, I think he might have bumped it.
My daily photographs from Mr. Heaney. Those are the photographs. Simon Heaney, since the beginning of lockdown. That's it, it will stop now. Since the beginning of lockdown, Simon has sent me photographs every day of the ground from his place.
Yeah.
So I can do a time lapse.
Fantastic. Ooh. Another wild swing.
Philip getting a bit of lift there and taking it over the top of Willis's bat. Grave danger of taking the top edge. However, another over gone, that's 5 gone, and the score's moved on to 12. 140 required off 15. Michael Clark. Michael Clark? 9.67 and over from Michael Clark. I'm assuming that the 6 is recurring, actually. He's a Fianna Fáil politician. Why would we question him? Kevin Ryan still umpiring down there at the St John's end, and the spinner is continuing.
Shot.
Again, Sean just playing it out to the point boundary. Do you know, if you went through the first 15 overs at a runner ball,
You're still a long way away from where you
well,
need to be.
you are, but at least then you
It's a
might have
game.
some wickets in hand, and it could be a game.
For all the big hitters stacked down the bottom order.
And we don't know what sort of bowling attack Philip
No,
has
exactly.
with him today. We've only seen the two of them, mind you. He has bowled very well.
Shot.
There we go. Stephen Willis playing it wide of the fielder on the boundary this time. And he's got the 4 for it. And you can hear the crowd going wild there. Crowd of 6 there going absolutely berserk as Stephen Willis cuts one behind point on the offside. Collects 4 runs for it. And that, of course, moves the score up to 17.
Interesting. The fielder on the rope, I think, has been watching the Pembroke innings earlier as he slide tackled that one over the rope.
I wouldn't be sliding over there on the pitch myself. Well, I wouldn't be sliding anywhere. I'm too old for that messing now. But it's quite sandy over there. Years and years of sand being added for drainage and such like. Well played, Stephen Willis. Saw this one was more on his stumps and played it again with a very straight bat. That's when Stephen plays his best cricket, is when his bat is straight. When he starts going for the cross bat shots, you know he's trying to play baseball against it.
He loses that shape when he flashes too hard.
Yeah.
When he just times the ball, he's fantastic.
He just needs, yeah, that's it exactly. He just needs the timing, really. Oh, he's inside edged it again.
Nutmegs the keeper.
Keeper had no chance there. Two fielders converge on that and make sure it goes no further than just a single. Stephen Willis glad to get down the other end, I'd say, after that shot. Mind you, it's starting to look like his most profitable, productive shot today. It's twice he's played that shot. I did prefer his cut behind square, I have to say.
He's a strong guy though, Stephen Willis. He doesn't need to try to whack it.
No. Another one down the leg side. Sean Smith just trying to tuck it round the corner.
Chance to catch in there.
Yes, Johnny Bell turns up. Sean Smith also looking for the inside edge of his bat. I wonder if this is a ploy put forward by the captain. One would hope not. So, just for comparison's sakes, after 6 overs, Pembroke are now 18 for 1. Whereas Terenure Titans, after 6 overs, were 44 for 1. And the onslaught hadn't begun. Mind you, the onslaught here hasn't begun yet. These two have played themselves in over the last few overs after the loss of that very early wicket. Michael Clark just missing one that clipped the top of off stump.
Joe playing a last in the house now, isn't
He is indeed, in very white shorts.
he? Here's captain.
Philip Rowe now bowling his 4th over. And if his mission was to put Pembroke behind the black ball, one thinks he may have done it. His figures must be very economical at this stage.
Shot. Oh.
And that's it. Stephen Willis has prodded at one and lifted it out square of the wicket where the catch has been taken. It was a shame. Just didn't get over it enough and ended up playing it in the air instead of forward.
Interesting, because he found the middle of the bat that time. He just hasn't really
Didn't follow
directed
through.
it. He's just pushed the bat at it.
Just lifted that one through. Hit it with timing. That was the problem there.
And he's got to swing harder.
Anyway. That's 2 wickets down with the score on 18. Next man in, Graham Mooney. They'll
Two skipper
cross.
wishes him good luck on his way in. Great to see the 150-yard caps still going around.
Yes.
An initiative taken on by James Cresswell start of that season.
Well, thank goodness we had it the season we did. Okay. This is... Oh. Stephen Willis is 4 behind, cut behind square. Fielder now going for his dive. There we go. Oh, and you're safe. No, you're not. So, that was that one. Then this one was chopped back through.
And again.
I think that's, in fairness to Stephen, that is the same shot. And then there he is, lifting it safely into Point's hands. So, cameo almost by Willis. There's this highlights package. And now Mooney bowls left-handed, bats right-handed. Some people suggest he might try it the other way around. Cruel people. So Philip Ross's decision to keep himself on and bowl his allocation of 4 overs in one go seems to be paying off. Pembroke 2 down, 18 on the board. Run rate of below 3 and over. That's a lovely slow ball right into the batsman's feet. There wasn't much he could do except keep that out. The Terenure bowlers getting as much encouragement as they need. Graham's got to stop trying to hit those ones and just try to get back onto it and at the pace of the ball take it away. He's actually stepping too far inside them. He'd be better off getting hit in the pads a few times. At least you'd know he'd be in line. Superb bit of fielding at point. Fielder, having taken a catch earlier on, was alive to that one. Smacked at him. Stopped it, but Mooney and Smith took the single anyway. And that's it, that's the end of Philip Rail's spell. And that is an absolute super spell. He's done wonders for his team there, taking a wicket with his first ball and taking another one along the way. We'll try and get his figures to you as soon as possible. Pembroke make a change at umpire. Max McNamara, having done 6, leaves the field, as the Pembroke score sits on 19 for 2 from 6 overs. We're still with hazy sunshine. I can see the players' shadows on the ground. Sun desperately trying to break through this last bit of hazy cloud and provide the heat wave we've been looking for. Start of the 8th over now. Graham Mooney facing. Change of bowling at that end. And Graham Mooney has played a drive, late cut, really, down to the Wheelfield gate. But it's pulled up in front side the rope. And that keeps the score down to 2. Again, expansive drive this time, ball not there, quite there to be driven. Missed everything. Graham, a batsman of some experience now. Very low crouch over the bat in his stance. He's run. And that's a good single. Pembroke are going to have to take any runs they can that are on offer. Sean Smith keeps that one out, just pops it down on the leg side. Smith now facing. David Lusby comes into bowl. An opener who got into the 40s and will be disappointed he didn't get to 50, and that's not signalled as a wide. Kevin Ryan deciding that it was within the bounds of reasonably. Oh. well driven to long off. And that's a good run, and Sean Smith has been run out by a direct hit. Hit it down the ground. But that's a fine piece of fielding. Let's not take away from the Terenure work there. Pick up, throw, hit the stumps. It pays off. And Sean leaves. And there's the voice that a few of our watchers have wanted to hear. John Murray to come on to bowl from the nursery end. Here we go. Played up towards the fielder. Past the bowler. Sean thought there was one there.
It's a fantastic throw, isn't it?
And unfortunately, Ryan's hand goes up. And Smith is on his way.
I will say, he made that decision very quickly for one that looked quite tight.
I couldn't possibly comment because I'm here, and again, once you see it, you see it. It's not that you have to decide, was he in line, was it going to hit? I always say, if you're umpiring, always count to 5 before you give it. Even if you've made your decision, count to 5 before you give it. And as James Cresswell knows, be careful how you give it. Now, James Cresswell, talking of him, he's the incoming bat. He's now facing John Murray. Cresswell uncertain, new bowler, first time he's held a bat in a fortnight. Between the two, decided just to keep that one out. Pembroke still 18 short of what they got against Terenure 2 weeks ago. Two dot balls.
James. He's been singing really well in the nets. I know he's not been scoring runs, but he's been hitting it well.
Nets and middle, just so far apart. James again missing that one. Nothing James has got to do here except keep one shot in his mind. It's when he changes his mind halfway through is when he's going to get out. He's lifted it over the infield. One might say he got away with that. There wasn't a tremendous amount of power in it, but it did enough. And he gets 2 and he's on the board.
But that's what we're saying. You don't have to whack the ball to score runs.
No. No. I've said it for years.
Wide, surely.
Not given by Michael Clark. Councillor Clark. Politician sitting on the fence there. That's a super over from John. Just the 2 runs from it.
I wouldn't like to face that bowling.
Always made me laugh. Kids would come down to the nets at the bowling machine when we had a bowling machine that worked, and they'd be facing 60, 70, 75 mile an hour bowling. And then I'd go in and say, right, put it down to 50, 55. What? Saying, well, that's what I'm going to be facing then. And then you turn the machine on its side so it does stop. There's no point facing 75 mile an hour thunderbolts.
Not all in the slot.
Well, there we go. Pembroke player getting bat on ball. Just dropping it down the leg side. There's an appeal from the gully. might not be the ideal place to judge an LB from. Graham Mooney giving the disdain of the appeal more than anything else. David Lupsey. Lumpy again. Oh, that's a good ball. It's gone over the top and middle. Surely that's not one to cut. One hopes that when
He
Mr.
does this
Mooney...
though. He likes that shot. He looks to play it.
He does, yeah. But there are balls that you shouldn't play it to. And going over the top and middle is one of them. There we go. Slightly outside off. 2 balls to come in the over. Our umpires are Michael Clark, Kevin Ryan. Kevin at the standing end at the moment, giving guard to James Cresswell. James. Kevin Ryan giving a guard if you're in the vicinity.
Not sure how close discussion will be with that.
James has taken up a leg stump guard this year for the first time ever. Primarily an offside player. The move of his guard across the leg stump seems to have given him a bit more freedom, a bit more space. A bit more chance to get bowled out.
He doesn't have to get bowled a lot, but I've seen
No.
he has a habit to nick them. Watch, off you go, off you go, off you go! Confusion in the middle.
And it's the over.
Captain didn't want that run, did he?
There was a bit of hesitation there. So, JM to bowl again. He had Cresswell in all sorts of trouble in the first over.
Perhaps that's why he didn't want the run.
Perhaps he thought Graham would be better off facing this bowler. But now he's got one off the middle of the bat. Perhaps James will gain in confidence. Could see young William Beattie headed up and ready to go in, getting his chance. It's one of the things I don't like about T20 is you sometimes have players who don't do anything but field in a match, whereas in 40 overs you often get the chance, well, certainly on the fifths. James has lifted that again over the infield, down towards the Riverfield gate, but it's not going to reach the rope. It's picked up by a left-hander.
Another good 2 though.
Yep.
And if he's confident in that shot.
He's forced to change in the field. John Murray now leaving a man out in the cow corner. Let's see if James can find him first time.
That short cow corner.
Yep, he's about in the right spot. James very upright in his stance there. High back lift. Plays out in the offside into the gap. Unlike when Terenure played those shots off the middle of the bat, that one's picked up inside the boundary. Well fielded back and well backed up. Kept it down to a single. But promising signs. The first buds of May coming out in August for James. Of course, all of us have missed 3.5 months of cricket. Well, certainly 3 months of cricket. Which of course makes up 60% of our season.
Sure. But all things considered, it's great to be back.
Yes, any cricket at all. And the way the numbers are going at the moment, it won't be long before it's shut down again. One hopes we get the 4 or 6 weeks we need. Oh, Mooney's bowled going back to one, straight one, swiping at it, missing it, and he's heading off. And still, Pembroke are well short of that 40 they got last time against Terenure. They're now 29 for 4.
We spoke about him doing that though, stepping back trying to create space for that shot when it's not on.
And that's not the one to do it on. Oh, going to get a lot of text going off now. Thank God for this Ponston. Even with the Ponston it's sore. I'm not sure Graham wants to see either of those replays, to be honest.
Apologies for any language that may have been picked up from the batsman as he returned.
As I'm not working for Sky Sports, I never apologise. People around here should know.
Oh, well played.
William Beattie gets off the mark with a single. James calls him through. Young William Beattie has already showed the way with the ball in hand. Took a couple of wickets. The field changes again for James. He has two people in the line, so James has got to hit it somewhere else, one feels. Mind you, where those two are, he'll probably drop it between them. That's about as far as he's been hitting it in the air. James just popping one up towards point. Luckily enough.
Attempting to Stephen Willis.
Yes. As much as there's some debate at the moment over on the Pembroke bench, one would have to say. Terenure have got 152 on this wicket.
I was thinking.
Pembroke are 30 for 4. Don't think you're going to all be blamed on the pitch.
No.
I'll be back in just 1 minute.
Change of umpires. Stephen Willis replaces Kevin. No doubt going in search of pads. Easy to keep the strike. Won't help the run rate, but I think we're past that stage now. 14 and 0 over the crowds from the field. Sliced that fox here. Goalie. It's put down. It's just out all day. Missing the ball. Another leave as the test match continues.
11th over's gone, score on 31. We're in the 12th over now.
They do look on course to beat the 40 mark though.
Well, still 9 more required. Kevin Ryan been called in from his umpiring duties. Time to don the pads. Oh dear. The discussion on the sidelines isn't about Pembroke beating the 40 that they managed against Terenure 2 weeks ago. It's more about getting to 53, so the margin of victory is not 3 figures.
Which is something like T20.
It certainly is. I would be happy and wouldn't mind what the score is as long as Pembroke had a partnership that batted the overs. Bat the overs.
Freebie.
Another run. Only 7 short of that total now. Jared Sappy, I know he's number 11, but I wouldn't wander too far from.
Things can change very quickly.
They can in this game. Cresswell missing that one.
He's got nowhere near that.
He was sparring with it.
I think that was the indecision that you spoke about that he sometimes suffers from.
Yes, sometimes he tries to play too many shots to too many balls. Because the Silver Foxes are playing up in Marion later on. There we go, replay.
Go with 2 hands next time was the advice from the field.
Yes. A little help and advice like get your body behind it. John Murray now continues on. William Beattie paddling it round the corner, but there's a man there. No single.
Just didn't quite get hold of it.
So John Murray's nagging line and length here is causing no end of problems to the Pembroke players and
It's forward
picking
to
hot
that.
wickets. William Beattie there pushing it out past the cover fielder. Fielded by mid-off, and he takes a single, gets down the other end, leaves his captain to face the next delivery. As can be expected, there's a lot more animation about the Terenure fielders with the position they're in at the moment compared to the Pembroke ones earlier on. Cresswell again playing it out through the covers, and again mid-off goes round to intercept the ball. Two balls remaining in this over. To see that no appeal for that. You see William Beattie turning it around in front of his stumps, but outside leg. And John Murray knew immediately that that wasn't going to be given. 13th over now. Oh, that's slower. Paddled round the corner again by William Beattie. Misfielded, but not to any cost. And at the end of 13 overs, Pembroke have moved on to 35 for 4.
A bit slow at the start, so I didn't put the stream up already, but it'll go up after this one.
Fantastic.
Stream of. All right. Yes.
I am. Hopefully.
So 7 overs remaining. Oh, yeah, even I need a calculator. What do you mean, even? Yeah.
Ooh, off the pads. That'll run all the way. Ooh, you alright, lad? Yes, the fielder takes a slide. off the pitch and his black runners. Spoke about the runners earlier.
Yeah, well, you can see there's no grip on the bottom of those shoes at all. Now, at the start of this over, Pembroke were in the unenviable position of requiring over 16 runs and over. Let's say that we don't think that's going to happen. If you keep swinging down the leg side, even with fielders there, surely James can connect with one of them.
In comparison to what it was like for the rest of the trip, it was just disappointing.
If we hang on a second, we might hear the contents of somebody's phone call. Spectator walking through, oblivious on her phone. And that's the end of Cresswell. He's finally got one between bat and pad. Feet didn't move. Big gap left as the bat went in search of the ball. Didn't find it. The ball found the stumps. Hits the leg stump and he's out.
He may have taken it into the edge there. May have kicked it on.
I think he just missed it.
I'm sure we'll find out now.
Thanks to the wonderful technology provided by Niall.
Who has the better eyesight, Craig, do you reckon?
Oh, you, I've got the wrong glasses on. So,
Musgrave.
as Cresswell slips off the field, resignation written all over his face, and I mean about his innings, not about his
Here's
captaincy.
Cresswell here. Oh, we can't see. No, I don't think so.
Can you rock and roll that, please? Can you rock and roll it? And we'll go to ball tracking.
Yeah, the teenagers get a chance to bat together.
If you want to control the rock and roll, you can have that set up in a while.
I'm waiting to see the size of the computer you have to buy to be able to do the ball tracking. I think your budget would be blown out the water by that one.
Ball tracking, yeah, I think we could multiply our current budget by
32.
50, 100, I doubt.
So Thomas Musgrove's gone out to the middle now. Left-handed bat.
And he's the senior batsman for a change.
Yep. He'll be looking to prove James wrong in his batting order. And also pocket a few runs for himself. Plays that one away on the offside. There's no calling. No calling at all. They have to learn how to call. The cry of "Don't be silly, Terenure" comes in from the sideline. One feels it's not quite merited. 114 ahead with 7 overs to go. Less than 7 overs to go. Another dot ball.
The left-right combination back in play now.
Yeah. And I hope they enjoy it. One feels the competitive side of this game is now gone. 5 down, still short of the total achieved in Terenure. Certainly short of the target of losing by less than 100 runs. John Murray should continue. This will be a good battle. See, this is the great thing about cricket, even though the result is in no doubt now. There's a smaller battle going on here between the style of John Murray's bowling and the youth and inexperience of William Beattie and Thomas Musgrove's batting. How will they cope with this sort of bowling?
And I think they've both got something to prove as well. I'm sure they'll have their sights set on playing at a higher level over the next few years. And we'll want to get that batting average up. We'll have a chance.
Well, certainly on occasions like this where the captain of the higher team is watching, certainly wants a chance to impress. And William Beattie turns on that, swivels, hits it through behind square on the leg side and picks up 4 runs for it. And that almost takes him up to being close to highest scorer at this stage, I think. It certainly moves him up to 7. Now that's the sort of thing you do have to apologise for. again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's an awful lot of steps to cover not very much ground.
And not ball especially quickly either.
Doesn't need to.
No.
He has been putting it on the spot each and every time.
This is what Terenure said to me. I said to him after the first innings, Graham, you actually bowled well. And he took offence to the word actually.
That's one from William Barrett, that he has pulled up, stepped back, given himself room and pulled it through the leg side off middle stump. Well fielded out there on the boundary. Is that the captain again? No.
Graham told me firmly that it makes a difference if you know where you're bowling. You have that control. Maybe he certainly seems to have the control.
I don't like seeing Graham bowl from this end actually. There's very low bounce at the far end.
Yeah, where it tends to bounce a bit more.
If you've got somebody who's pitching it right up there like Graham, then that's to his advantage. And in fact, I think that's how he got out batting, was to one that kept low there. But if it's coming this way, you get that occasional one. You saw it from Javed Safi, where it suddenly leapt.
Yeah.
There's always a bit more bounce at this end. I found that over many years, and it's stupid, but I have a preferred end, and the preferred end is the far end. Yet you'd think that's the uphill and against the wind most of the time. Well, that's a fine catch at point. Thomas Musgrave has leant back on that and lifted it rather than driving at it, and he's lifted it into Point's hands. He's taken a very smart catch, and that's the end of Thomas Musgrave. A short innings, not the one his captain would have looked for. However, it's good to see that these two had in fact taken Pembroke past that score of 40. Now the question is, can they get up to 60 and score 100 over 2 innings? It looks like the rest of the team are padding up now. That's 6 down. Next batsman in, Greg McNamara.
Is he a late addition to the team sheet today?
No.
Where is he? Oh, there. Greg McNamara.
Greg McNamara, that's his actual name.
Where does Max come from?
Because of McNamara.
Ah.
And when he first came down the club, there was another guy called Greg Costello. They both joined about the same time. And so Max said, no, my friends call me Max. And you already have a Greg. Of course, since he changed to Max Byers has come back again. So we now have 2 Maxes and no Gregs. Now, change of bowling from the St John's end. One suspects that this is Michael Hanrahan. And he's taken a wicket with his first ball. He's seen off William Beattie. William Beattie was anchored to his crease, missed a straight one, it's gone on, and now Pembroke are 46 for 7 in the 16th over. That's not bad first ball. Michael Hanrahan will be delighted with that. He's the second one to take a ball with the first ball of his spell.
Another kid doing well with the ball.
So 107 still required. Here are the replays of those 2 wickets. There's Thomas Musgrave just lifting it into Point's hands. Point gratefully accepting the chance, showing everybody he'd taken it cleanly. And then William Beattie just beating all ends up. See here, turns square on it, misses it, and it goes through the gap. Now, joining Max McNamara in the middle is the Honorary Secretary, Kevin Ryan. Here's a fun fact for you, not everyone knows. Kevin's middle initial is M, for Mary. It's a confirmation name. That's another good ball. This kid is certainly bowling for the right end. He needs that little bit of bounce, and he's getting it. He's on exactly the right length for it. That one's just lifting off the pitch and going past the edge of Ryan's bat.
Ryan stares in bemusement.
So, young Mikey Hanrahan comes into bowl. He's got a very good line and length there. He's already picked up the first wicket. 3 wickets remaining now. Just let that one go past the off stump. And do you know what? Why not? You know, from that end going that way, you get bounce. From the nursery end going that way, it tends to stay low. Yeah. Kevin Ryan driving at one. Pushing it just behind points. Point goes around, picks it up, fires it back into the keeper. Mr. O'Brien takes it quite cleanly there. No need for the backing up. Kevin Ryan off the mark. And now Max McNamara taking his guard. Not too much of this game left anyway. Can Pembroke now bat out the 20 overs? McNamara plays it out through the covers. This time Point having to make a lot more ground, missing it and leaving it to the boundary rise over ring in. Both batsmen now off the mark. With 16 overs gone, the score has moved on to 48. And now there's a change of bowling. John Murray finished his spell and his figures must be quite impressive. The last 2 batsmen padded up now, Jared Safi and Dale Herbst, both of whom would be capable. Well, certainly Dale can hit a ball. However, one feels 106 off 4. It's 26 and a half. 26 and a half. Max McNamara getting one turning into his midriff.
No appeal again.
No, going over the top. 160 divided by 23 equals 4.6 a ball required. McNamara smacks that one back, but it's straight to the bowler.
I feel like that's the kind of delivery Graham Mooney would like.
Yeah. Yeah. Graham will be hoping for better luck later on, playing for the Silver Foxes.
2 games in a day.
Yeah, it's in the air, but it's safely through the gully region, and do you know what? This could be 2 to McNamara. They take the 2, the fielder gets the ball, it's tossed back into the keeper where O'Brien takes it cleanly. That's a fine shot, and that brings up the 50 for Pembroke. Well done, lads. So, in the terms of this game overall, or this series, the home and away, Pembroke have now reached 90 for 17. And here we go. This is Pembroke's chance.
How long did he have to wait for that one?
My goodness, McNamara waited, hit the ball, but still could have waited a bit longer. And went at it very cross-batted. So 3 required to get that margin of victory down to double digits. That's wide. That's one of them. It's a late call by Ryan. He's out.
Great piece of fielding.
That is ridiculous. They waited so long before calling that single.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still
Kevin has no one to blame but himself. But you know what? I'm not saying anything. I don't think he needs any analysis of that. What were the chances of another direct hit? Wow.
It's a brilliant throw because he's miles away.
Yep. Yep. So, the score in the 17th over now. 51 for 8. Chasing 152.
You see here, they've still not run.
Thank goodness we're not playing in front of a full crowd at Old Trafford. With the Blarney Army in full flight and the Blarney Army in reply. That would be a bit of noise on the sideline. Anyway. Dale Herbs punches his first ball out to the cover boundary where there is a fielder, but showing good intent and getting off the mark. There's only 2 wickets left and Pembroke are now 100 behind. 100 behind with 20 balls to go. Let's see if Max McNamara can get 5 a ball. Well, there's one of them. All we need now is
Get 2. A whole lot of yes and no going on out there.
It's a lot of uncertainty in the Pembroke running. There has to be clear, concise, definite running. Now, in fairness, that was Dale's call, and he said no. Max was prepared to go for the second one, but he wasn't the one running back to the danger end. Having seen a direct hit take out Kevin Ryan, absolutely positive that we wouldn't want to see another one.
Still with 4 overs to go as well. There's a chance for these guys to enjoy their time in the middle. Why throw it away?
So, 3 overs to go. But the margin of victory is down to double digits. I don't know how the bonus point system is working this year. Seems it's all T20, but under a 40 over game, Pembroke would have registered their first point. Michael Hanrahan continues. Max McNamara smacks it straight to mid-on. Another direct hit would have seen trouble there, but McNamara gets down the other end. So, 99 off 3. 33 and over. So another 32 required from these 5 balls. I think we'll stop talking about the required run rate at this stage.
Unless Dale starts banging 6s, I think you're right.
Yeah. That's a super delivery.
Really
That's almost cut him in 2.
He does well not to edge it, to actually get himself out of the way in the end.
He does. He does. No. I know you did it during the week. Mikey Hanrahan coming in again. Oh, well done the keeper. One fire down the leg side and the keeper was equal to it, went down to it. Now our technical department. 3rd man, I think, the Sky would call it. As Mikey Hanrahan comes in again. Dale trying to whip it away on the leg side, an expansive shot. It careers into his pads and it's another dot ball. Again, more of this hazy sunshine, although some of that cloud has been burnt off and there is a bit of sunshine, and when the sunshine comes out there's actually a bit of heat to it.
There's a lot of heat to it.
Again, we realise that most of our members are probably heading up to Merion today to watch the first 11 playing up there. 2 o'clock start.
The 4th 11 are in town though, and we do always put on a show.
Appreciate any support you get, and of course your game will be live on YouTube. I don't know if I'll be allowed to stay and commentate on your game. I know Amanda's keen to have a look at the first 11.
What time do they start?
2 o'clock.
Well, so you might come back to the end.
Right, come back
An
and
hour
catch
later.
the end of yours, yeah. So that's the 18th over gone. There are 2 overs remaining. Pembroke still need 99 to win. Batsman 3,
Strange names to
Vignesh
be called.
Kumar.
I wonder if his older siblings are batsman 1 and 2, or if batsman 3 was
Yeah.
chosen at random.
235.
It's the magic number.
So what time is this?
No.
It's 1:43. Kevin Ryan heading off down to his car with his gear slung over his shoulder. There's Mr. Kumar, having batted so well, gets his chance with the ball.
Cousin of the boys, is it?
No,
Yes.
no,
No.
it's number 3, it's Mr. Kumar.
Ah, yes.
Vignesh Kumar. He got 40 odd. Another one who will be disappointed he didn't go on to get a half century, but I think he'll give up the half century for the win.
Scored quickly as well.
This is an opportunity for the Terenure captain to see a new bowler, give another guy a chance, find out. Oh, Max is now batting outside leg.
Takes guard outside leg, manages to miss the ball in the gap of batting pad and still misses leg.
Yeah. My question on those is about leg side wides. Is that a leg side wide? Because it went down the leg side?
Yeah.
When the bowler finally puts one on the stumps, McNamara is equal to the task, punches it out into the covers, takes his single, takes his score on to 6. And now we have the imposing figure of Dale Herbst facing Mr. Kumar. Mr. Kumar who impressed us with a couple of bashes over cow corner earlier on today. Dale's done well to keep that one out.
Big shot from
That's
Dale.
up in the air, it's going to be safe, no fielder's going to reach it. It's only gone 30 yards past the far stumps as it bounces on the circle. But that's 2 to Dale. He'll be pleased. Middle of the bat onto the ball. So that's 19 overs gone and the score's moved on to 57. I think in summing up today, I think we have to praise Terenure. They've been a very tight side in the field and disciplined batting. They sent, look,
Big batting. you
big
know.
batting, yeah. Well, they sent in guys who were capable of hitting for the last few overs,
They had a degree of luck, but I think
and they had wickets in hand.
Pembroke have let themselves down in the field today. I think it comes back to that. They had chances and catches, and if you don't take them early in the game, they'll come back to
haunt you, agreed. But once again, Pembroke Fifth's Achilles heel is batting. Nobody is putting their hand up as a batsman on this team. There's many all-rounders, and there are many guys who are capable of scoring runs, but whether it's a lack of practice, lack of time in the middle, the fact that everything is T20.
it is difficult.
I have played a couple of games this year, one of 30 overs and one of 35 for the Leps, and oh, the difference. It's a joy to play. T20, everything matters now. And yet you don't think of 40 overs being tremendously long. Mikey Hammerhan again now, and oh, he's punched that one over the infield, just cleared the fielder, it's gone to the boundary rider. Boundary rider tosses it back in. And McNamara gets down the other end, and he's now on 7. The score has moved on to 59. And this game now petering out to a tame draw. Nah, there are no draws anymore. Dale has also cleared the infield and has scored what is possibly only the 2nd or 3rd boundary in this Pembroke innings. And it's taken them on to 63.
Could have possibly batted a bit higher. As someone that can score quickly.
Anybody on this team could bat in any order. That's part of James's problem as captain, is he's got so many batsmen of equal standing, equal potential. Dale is good with bat in hand and isn't afraid of timing the ball. However, Terenure have got to be very happy with their performance today, keeping Pembroke to under half of their total.
Kevin Ryan returns with a large cold blue bag, which he swapped his kit bag for.
One has kit in, the other has clothes in. Then you only have to take a small bag into the house and you leave the other one in the car. I suspect Kevin's keeping and batting gear stays in the car from April to October. And then he only has to carry his gear. Which makes sense.
Yeah, it would actually.
So, Dale Herbst, I think, to face what could be the final ball. I haven't been counting. And he has launched it straight and full, and I tell you, he is certainly making an impression on his captain. That's the end of the game. Pembroke end up on 67 for 8 in 20 overs. Dale Herbst ends up on 11. Max McNamara on 7 not out, and Terenure walk away. Terenure deserved victory by a large margin, shall we say. Disappointing result for Pembroke. There were some bright sparks. William Beattie again bowled well. Jaffid Safi bowled well. Graham Mooney bowled very well.
He did. Dale batted well.
Dale batted well and with intent. Unfortunately, there wasn't much else to report on the batting side. So, there we go. That's the end of the first of the double header from the Den today. We'd like to thank all of you who tuned in at one stage or another. We'll just show you a highlights package, all the bits, all the replays we've seen today. And it will start with... Is this highlights of the second innings now? Of the game. Highlights of the game. This highlights package will probably be quite a short one, so both teams go in and spread their COVID germs amongst each other. But there are no hugs, just elbow bumping. There's certainly no social distancing either. Mind you, it's not a house party. We're all outdoors. And there's a sight you don't see very often. Heaney and Mooney both staggering across the pitch, stumbling. Well batted, Dale.
Kieran Booker didn't make it down today.
No, I'd suggest that Kieran perhaps decided to give it a miss today. Probably busy doing other stuff. Yeah, it's not the greatest performance by Pembroke Fives, and as we say, very few bright spots in that. Their next game is away to Clontarf. Next game is away to Clontarf before finishing with an away game in Railway. Fine catch there by Thomas Musgrave. And really at this stage all that Pembroke are playing for is a share of the wooden spoon with Railway. Railway, like Pembroke, have yet to win a game in this group. They're playing Clontarf this weekend. We don't know how that game's going to go.
What was the first?
Hasn't played yet. That was the one last weekend. It went down to the last ball, and Railway prevailed by 2 runs. Tough game. But again, enjoyable game and good to be out on the paddock again. You just can't beat being out in the field, really. And
You batted alright. Good end of it.
if a ball too slowly, should we say? It didn't go as well as perhaps I would have liked. We did bat the overs, and we did come within 2 runs of victory. So, from that point of view, yes, myself and Stephen Willis put together a good stand. But overall, we're a little bit short. Come over.
Is there for an interview there?
Come on over, Max. Talk us through your 7 not out.
I can see myself every time.
7 not out, well done. Tough place to go in. I mean, you're on a hiding to nothing by the time you're out in the middle.
Well, we need 28 over by the time we went in.
26 and over, mate.
26 and over by the time.
Yeah.
It's fine if you're.
Theo Lawson or Andrew Balburney or Ryan Hopkins.
Shelvin Zibron.
Showman.
It's just going to sit here and like high-hitting cricketers should do.
Good night, Mr. Clark. That wasn't your best day.
Oh, look, I like to defensive shots. I can't.
You came, you saw, you were conquered.
Yes, I did. The 13 overs of umpiring.
Well, that's the sort of work that needs doing and takes a lot of pressure off your captain. And when you're out first ball of the innings, it's the least you can do. Yeah, tough defeat, but you know what? Better than the last time you played.
Yeah, I think we were better. We were very good in the field for the 10, 11 overs we played against them last time. I think took some wickets. This comeback today, bro.
Yep. No, there were some bright.
Cormac has a pinch of history.
Well, there were some bright spots on the bowling. I thought Jared bowled well.
Yeah.
I thought
BT bowled very well.
William Beattie certainly is continuing his progress.
Graham Mooney bowled well.
Graham bowled very well. But unfortunately, Terenure batted very well. There's the one out. Niall says Pembroke highlight, last ball of the game. You better skedaddle up to Marion.
Slap up luncheon.
The Silver Foxes are playing today, Max.
Who are the Silver Foxes?
They're the old people.
Not
Johnny-
team, it's just a general.
It's Johnny Bell. Johnny Bell's side. The Tappers team. They're playing up in Marion after the first team game. And we'd just like to thank all of our viewers today. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. If you stay tuned, you'll be able to click into the 4th 11 game starting at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
And Marion, I'm sure, are covering the first 11 game for those of you with many monitors. Our production staff, as usual, the wonderful Niall Walsh, my co-commentator, Rafe Garland, and we also had guest commentary from Sarah Wash, and a late interview there with Max McNamara. Thanks to everyone, especially Mrs. Wigfield, for tuning in, and especially to the Terenure captain's family and friends over in Australia. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye. What was our highest number, do you think, Niall? 30 odd?